Welcome to the Buffalo Wild Wings Coach's Corner. Now let's join Monty Walker with Howe Bulldogs head coach Bill Jaley.
All right, Coach, the greatest thing about 2021 is that 2020 is in the rearview mirror and it's gone. A lot of people love to see 2020 gone for a multitude of reasons. But you started preparing for this year last November. What'd you do during that time?
We took after last season, it was a tough season all around, COVID, injuries, and, brand new district that is very tough. So it was just a tough season all around. So last year when the football season ended, I kind of sat down and evaluated and said, for us to be competitive in this district, we need to do things a little different this year. So our approach to off season last year was totally different. So we actually, starting in November, probably about 2 weeks after football season ended, we started our AM weights up, making sure everybody was lifting. Basketball players, baseball players that were playing football were lifting. We also started coming in the morning for routes twice a week. The kids came in and we started implementing our new offensive scheme that we wanted to do. I knew last year we wanted to change up, not necessarily our base offense. We knew we were going to be spread, kind of like we were last year, but we were getting away from the triple option stuff and stuff like that. And wanted to go more RPO game. More spread it out a little bit and take shots down the field, kind of like how we were in 2019. So we brought the kids in all year long, 2 days a week. They were doing routes and implementing our new scheme, new formations, everything like that. We didn't change it up that much because we wanted to keep the terminology the same for the kids so it would be an easy transition. And we just kept rolling with it all the way through the spring, and it has made a huge difference this year in 2 days because the kids knew everything. They knew what we were talking about. It was funny, 2 nights ago at practice, we were doing a mesh drill with the running backs, and I just said to Austin, hey, you remember how we did it in the gym? And he just shook his head and said, yes, sir. And it was an easy fix right there. And that saves time at practice, allows us to get more reps. So took a little different approach from the years past, but it's paid dividends so far through practice.
The turf, it's the talk of the town. You've had practice on it now. How beneficial is that for the ISD?
The turf is huge for the ISD. It's not just for football. I mean, it is extremely beneficial for football. It's when the kids step on turf, their intensity level rises. They practice harder. They go faster. But from an ISD perspective, it's huge for our band. Now, Miss Lissy even has been asking me when she can get on it, and of course, anytime she wants to use it, because it's got the true field markings for her. Rainy day practices for the football team. We're praying we never have to go into a gym. The only thing that's going to put us in a gym now for practice is lightning. So as long as it's not lightning, it can be pouring down rain, we're going to be out on that field practicing. And it's beneficial to baseball, softball. If they have a rainy day on a Wednesday, they're no longer missing practice or practicing in a gym on Thursday. They're now able to go on turf and at least do some kind of practice out there, whether it's infield, hitting fly balls, anything they want. So it's beneficial for all sports. My next plan is to try to do in the next couple of years, try to get an indoor facility, but I'll wait on that a little bit.
Or a new press box. You've got quite a few seniors on the roster, a lot of skilled position juniors, even some sophomores and freshmen are going to help out this year. Talk about your roster a little bit.
We're very excited about our roster. We do have a lot of seniors on the roster that are going to fill in on a lot of role-playing positions. We are pretty heavy in our junior class. Our junior class has taken a lot of the load in primary key positions on the field. And we got the 2 sophomores that are impact players. And on our front line, we got several sophomores that are impact players on our front line. Our varsity offensive line right now is really 1 senior and then 2 or 3 seniors in the skill positions offensively. Defensively, we're carrying about 6 seniors starting for us. The rest are underclassmen. So even though we got a heavy senior class, we're still young in some positions, but a lot of those guys that are young got a lot of experience last year. So we feel we finally got a good mix of kids from sophomore to seniors that are contributing on this team. But we're excited about it. We really are.
New coaches. Who'd you hire?
First hire was Zach Hader. He's our offensive coordinator and our quarterback/receivers coach, and really excited about Zach. He's a bright young mind offensively. He's able to bring a lot of the stuff that he learned playing at Southeastern Oklahoma just 4 or 5 years ago into what we're doing. And one of the key things I wanted to do last year in the offseason was find a true quarterbacks coach for Austin and our quarterbacks coming up, Garen Langford, Devin Wallace at the junior high, you know, we got a good core of quarterbacks coming through the system, so we really wanted to get a solid quarterbacks coach, and Zach's doing an outstanding job with that. Mark Ferguson, I hired him as our defensive coordinator, and I'm sure many of you have heard Mark Ferguson's voice from the sidelines through the scrimmages. He's very intense, very energetic at practice. He expects the best from the kids at all times, and he's your prototypical DC. You know, there's always a good cop, bad cop out there, and usually your DC is the bad cop. And Ferguson's doing a great job with that, and he's really done a good job with our defense. He played defensive line in college, and he's been able to teach our guys up front a lot of new skills that we haven't taught in the past, and it's helping us. Cody Nitson, he's coaching DBs right now, and he's our head baseball coach. And Cody's outstanding. I mean, he's doing a heck of a job with our DBs. He's one of those guys that has come in, and even though he's coaching defensive back, he's learning the offense at the same time. And he's doing a great job. I'm really excited to see what he's going to do with our baseball program, because when you kind of see what they are when they step on the football field, and if he coaches baseball as hard as he's coaching football, we're going to be pretty good in baseball as well.
So you're a superstitious kind of fella, probably the most superstitious I've ever encountered. So much there's a vehicle involved. Talk about this purchase and what happened here.
I'm very superstitious. The coaches always laugh at me because we'll wear a different outfit every Friday night, because, you know, and if we win, it's the same outfit every Friday night. But you know, a couple years ago, when I was coaching in Southeast Texas, I drove a little SUV to work, and you know, we had some really good seasons, and then I bought a truck. And since I've had the truck, you know, we've been good, and we've been up, down, you know, kind of in the middle of the road. And I kind of told my wife the other day, I think the truck's cursed. So she said, what do you mean? And I said, since I've started driving that truck, it's cursed. So I went out and bought a little SUV, and, you know, she knew about it, but she wasn't happy. But when I bought it the other night, I was like, we're going to win this year, because I'm not driving that truck anymore. So I still have the truck because it's a good truck, but you know, I got the little SUV running around town now, and I'm hoping that kind of knocks that curse off of us a little bit.
You notice we've changed seats from last year. So that's how superstitious Coach Jailing is. We're going to take a 30-second timeout and hear from Buffalo Wild Wings.
Get to B-Dubs on Thursdays for buy one, get one free boneless wings. Or as we like to say, 100% more wings. That's right. When you buy boneless wings on Thursdays, you get the same amount of wings for $0.00. Basically, the second order is 100% off. So get here for buy one, get one free boneless wings on Boneless Thursdays. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar! Buy one, get one of equal value free. Dine in at participating locations. Takeout is limited and may vary by location. Size exclusions may apply while supplies last. Limit one offer per customer. Not valid with any other coupon.
Coach, you've had a couple of scrimmages now. What are some things that you're happy about?
I've been really pleased through our first two scrimmages. Offensively, we've shown that we can move the ball. Our passing attack is really good. The biggest thing I've been impressed with in our two scrimmages is our pass blocking, our pass protection schemes, and giving Austin time is crucial with our offense. And if we give him 2 to 3 seconds, he's gonna find the open receiver. So Coach Garrett has done an outstanding job with our offensive line, getting them ready for what we're doing from an RPO game and a passing game. But the biggest thing I saw from an offensive standpoint is in the first two scrimmages through the live quarters, you know, we'd go down and score, they may score, or we may go down 7-0, 14-7. And last year I would have felt that our teams facing that adversity would have shut down a little bit. But this year's team has not shut down. They went down the field against Lone Oak and scored in a minute 45 left in the live quarter. Last week against Whitewright, we were down in the first, I think it was 16-7 or something like that, or 13-7. And the biggest thing that made me so excited was when we got the ball back and they got in the huddle on the sideline. They said, hey, we did it last week, we can do it again. And they went right downfield and scored again. So they're learning how to overcome adversity, and Friday night we are going to face adversity in some form or fashion. And last year I was kind of hesitant on how our team would face that adversity. This year I'm not worried about it. I think this team will rise to the occasion. Defensively, we're doing a lot of good things defensively. Filling alleys, running to the ball. Tackling in the first scrimmage was a little suspect, but we got a little bit better in the second scrimmage, and hopefully we fine-tune that for Friday night's game. But, you know, the biggest thing defensively is our aggression. We're a lot more aggressive on that side of the ball than we were last year at this time. So a lot of good things coming out of the scrimmages. I'm excited.
Last year, started the season going over to Callisburg, facing an 0-10 team, what we thought they were going to be. They weren't. How important is it to get off to a good start Friday night?
It's very important. Last year, in the first quarter, penalties killed us in the first quarter. Turnovers killed us. I think we had one bad snap in the first quarter. That first quarter over there last year was just a nightmare. It really was. Penalties was the big thing, and we could just never get in a groove after that. And it kind of set a tone that we never got really in a groove throughout the season. So going this Friday night is imperative that we start off strong. Like I told the kids last night, mistakes are going to happen, guys. It is. But we just have to forget about them and move to the next play. And that's the big thing. When, first game, there's going to be mistakes. First time under the lights, band, cheering, crowds, everything. But we just got to overcome that. It's imperative, though, that first quarter that we have a solid first quarter and something we can build on through the rest of the game. And to me, the big thing is solid first quarter, solid fourth quarter.
What's it going to take to start 1-0?
Start 1-0. We got to come out and score automatically, in my opinion. We got to come out and score. And defensively, we got to play aggressive. We got to run alleys, and we got to tackle. Tackling will be the big thing from a defensive standpoint. Special teams, we cannot take any special team plays off. They got to be just as effective as the offense and defense. But I feel if we can get the ball first, which I'm praying, with the coin flip, that we can get that ball, drive down and score. Prototypical thing would be what we did against White Wright in the first scrimmage, or second scrimmage, was we drove down and scored and ate up 7 minutes and 30 seconds from the clock. But we need to do that first drive.
Today's Coach's Corner has been brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. You're listening to the Polio's Pizza Tailgate Party.